Everybody doing today? I'm late. I'm really late. So I'm going to be really quick, but I had something to add to this world as for commentary. And here we are. Oh boy. It is way too early for this. Let's see. So, anybody here that's followed the Karen Reed court case? It was where the woman was accused of hitting her boyfriend and leaving the scene, leaving him to die in the snow. Anybody? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, everybody. Ugh, I should probably turn my freaking phone camera so you guys can see my face and laugh. No, we're just gonna make a little pretty whatever, you know. Hello! So, okay. I'm surprised the free Karen Reed people are as held together as they are. Like, for me, it was always a game of telephone. And so that was one of the main reasons why I didn't believe that there was such a big conspiracy. Like all of the people that believe that Karen Reed didn't do it and the whole entire government did instead. Like the paramedics were in on it, the police officers and the troopers and the detectives and the medical examiners, and they all had to keep their story together to make sure that they exonerated Karen Reed because she didn't do it right. Yeah, I don't think that's possible. And the reason I always said were that, well, there were several different reasons, but it would be too hard to keep the story together. Nanya, good to see you. And that's my personal opinion only. And I don't dislike anybody who doesn't think like I do. So I believe there's definitely a very clear split in the middle of people. And some people just believe fully 100% Karen Reed is guilty. And then some people truly believe that she's innocent, which that's fine. I just believe she really did such a great job at convincing everybody of stuff. And it's impressive because when you get a game of telephone, okay, you get 10 people in a room. They sit in a circle, they take a phrase or a couple words and they pass it along to the next person. And it's like, Susie has a big butt. I don't know where that came from, but then the next person will say, Susie has a big gut. And then the other person will say, Susie has a big gut. And then it'll turn into, Susie has a big slut. Like it just turns into different things as it cycles through people. And it's harder to keep it a secret the more people that you tell. It's harder to keep contained as far as like the details. People start adding their own and then what I witnessed yesterday that my good friend T Spiracy pointed out, I think Sean Daughtry, I think that was, no, Sean McDonough something, Sean something. Anyways, he used to be a staunch Karen Reed supporter, like over the moon obsessed, and just everything Karen Reed, she didn't do it, she didn't do it. And then I see her little clip. She's tagged me in it, T Spiracy on Twitter, and she's talking about, wow, look, the free Karen Reed cult is falling apart. I'm like, what? So then I go check it out, and it's Sean ranting at Karen about how she needs to drop all the information or all the evidence that she's claimed to him that she's had, aka she claimed that the feds had a wiretap on Sean on Morrissey, which was like the district attorney, I believe. And I'm pretty sure that's a lie, sir. I think you should know that. Karen Reed lied to you just like she lied to everybody else and their mama. And so he's up there ranting and raving about how Karen's done told him that there was a wiretap involved with Morrissey, and she's not proving it and not coming out to step up and say that that's true. And so he's having to be hung on the line, like hung out to dry, because he's done said that that was the case. And hey, the last thing Karen remembers John in the rearview mirror when she hit him going in reverse and left him to die in the snow. Amen. Justice Jane. Sadly, that's exactly, um I fell asleep and missed the picture. Yeah, definitely go rewatch that. That was fun. Last night's stream was actually so much fun. I know, I get my feelings hurt a little bit sometimes, but it's all in fun. So, and that Dateline episode for Karen Reed, that didn't do her any justice, in my opinion. She basically just suggests that how she could have possibly just nipped him. She does not say she watched him walk into that house. And so to me, it's clear as day evident that she was pretty much drunk and didn't really remember if she went in with him, if she, like, you know what I mean? So it's like, you did it. You might as well just own up to it, face your freaking bad deeds, and call it a day. Awesome. Thank you. I'm not here very long. I got here late today. I slept a little later than I wanted to. We learned Leilani's case being drunk is not a defense. Yes, ma'am. I agree. Being drunk, high, wasted. I still think DV slipped that artist a 10 spot. No, he didn't, because he was genuinely freaking upset about it because he thought that he was going to get yelled at. And that's why he actually told him that he didn't want the picture to look bad on my end, or else he was going to have to hear about it from me. He doesn't like to hear me bitch, and that car ride home is about an hour and a half. So there's no way in hell he slipped that dude money to freaking make the picture bad against me, because he knew damn well I was going to be upset about it. The picture was just an injustice to me and my nose. So, um, that's really all I had to say. I don't really have much time this morning. I'm sorry. I was gonna not even go live, and then I'm like, well, I've got into the rhythm of doing it this way, so I just wanted to come in, give you guys a little PSA. Free Karen Reed case is coming back up, you guys, and I say free Karen Reed as a sarcastic individual. A lot of people don't know I'm extremely sarcastic, so sometimes it's really hard to read me or understand words that are coming out of my mouth. Um, I can't believe you think your nose looks bad. It looks like everybody else's. No, girl. No, Turtle Madness, it was just the way the picture was drawn. The artist at Busch Gardens on Sunday night just decided to pay me a big honker of a good time. 99 in chat. You guys are amazing. And only 31 likes though. Don't make me start pouting. What do you think about the Delphi trial? Justice Jane, the Delphi trial makes me scared to ever be in the justice system. Like, I am I'm appalled at the Delphi stuff, because with the Delphi stuff every day, we don't really get transparency. So the more that comes out, the more it seems like it's shady AF, and the more that it seems like it's being covered up and somebody's being blamed that shouldn't be blamed. And I can't imagine them just randomly pulling a innocent person off the street and saying, hey, you did it. But at the same time, it's like, he confessed 30 plus times, but he confessed after he was already in solitary confinement in a prison for a crime he didn't even have a court case for. So he confessed 30 plus times after he went over his defense with his defense lawyers. He confessed 30 plus times after he was given God knows what psychotic medication. They did admit to administering medication to him intravenously because he refused to take medication. They confined him in his cell. I mean, he confessed, that's fine. I don't buy the confession. I just don't, because at that point in time, he could have been um he was being mistreated. There was prisoners within the cell next to him that were testifying to him being mistreated. That attorney, okay, his original attorneys, the judge dismissed them and then picked her own attorney. Her own attorney she picked was somebody that was liking her Facebook pictures, or he was liking hers or something, but they were related, the judge and this new attorney. So we're all thinking, okay, this new attorney's not going to be that great, because clearly the judge picked him out and he's going to be biased towards the judge and what the judge wants. And then um, they go and reinstate his original attorneys. This attorney the judge appointed comes out, does an interview, and says, "This is not normal. I don't believe he did it." And the interviewer is like, "Do you say that about all your clients?" And he said, "No, actually." And so he's like, "I don't believe he did it. He's being chained up like Hannibal Lecter, and I've never had to deal with a case where I have to deal with my client through a 2 inch hole where I slip him papers, and he's not having the rights that he's ever had witnessed as of other people that have been held in custody. So he's not under duress anymore, yet he still confessed." No, he didn't. He confessed while he was under duress. He didn't confess while after the fact. And he was eating paper and all that because he was in psychosis. He was in full manic psychosis. And clearly he either had mental issues before he got committed basically to a solitary cell for 7 months before he had a trial. I think that anybody in this country in America should be really worried about the justice system if you can be incarcerated, placed into a prison, put in solitary confinement, which is not healthy for anybody. Did you guys watch Castaway? I mean, anybody that gets put into a place and location without having human contact is pretty much fit to go crazy, because that's human nature. We weren't made to be alone in humans, and therefore you put a human in a cell by himself. And I get it, he could have had something to do with the killing. um I apologize that I may sound insensitive. I don't believe it was physically possible for him to perform these things by himself. So if he was, he just, what is the evidence? There is no evidence. There's no DNA on the scene. He had no DNA at his home from them, vice versa. The only evidence they had was a bullet casing that didn't get fired from a gun, but it was ejected from not being fired. I don't buy, there's no evidence there at all whatsoever. There's no evidence. But yeah, we can argue until I'm blue in the face. You're very strong and hard-headed on your views. So I'm sure you know things that I don't, maybe, or you believe things that I don't. And it is what it is. We can agree to disagree. I mean, how did the girls get there? How does Keegan Klein pay any um, mention here? Because a lot of people don't believe Keegan Klein is innocent. And Keegan Klein was Anthony Schatz, who lured them to this location. And then you can't get the two connected in any way. So how does it all go together? No, they didn't. That was a rumor. The shirt and the other clothes they located at his home, buried in his yard, that was a rumor. Where's that in the trial? Because they just did the part where they said that they couldn't find any evidence in his home just yesterday in the court case, in the actual trial. So I don't, I don't believe it. I just don't. And at this point, I wouldn't put it past people to freaking plant evidence, honestly. With the way that it's being hidden, the entire court case is being hidden from the public. It makes it feel deceptive. It makes it feel like they're hiding something from people. I mean, facts, they've already said in court that they found no evidence there had that linked to him. Yeah, I think the Odin game plays a role. I think that, yes, therefore, that would have to be connected. You would have to prove that connection somewhere. You would have to show what game that is. You would have to show that both of them people are connected to the game in some sort. I heard the clothes were at the house, but I haven't seen any concrete. They went over the evidence that they supposedly found at his house, and nothing like that was discussed. I believe that was a rumor, but I did hear that. I mean, I heard that also. And I thought, if that was the case, then yes, definitely he's guilty. And I still don't believe fully that he's not guilty of any participation in it. He could be participant, and he could uh not be the sole person that did it, because to me, I don't know how a person of that size and stature could force two girls that were willing and able to just walk by his side through water and to get to a certain distance, and then he had to take one out while the other one watched and was just there. I mean, I don't know, there's just too much stuff going on that I can't connect. So it was the first word. Send me that search warrant where it said that in there. Send me the piece that has the that there's clothing found that there was theirs. I'd love to see it. And then I mean I can be wrong. I'm not saying I'm perfect and I know everything, but if there's a search warrant that came back and there was clothing found that was one of the girls, then yeah, I mean he's clearly participated in this. So either way, I gotta go. Now I got 3 minutes. I always do this to me. So you guys have a good rest of your day. I gotta run. Bicycle.